As ever, it's interesting, isn't it, with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry? Speculation is rife that they are looking, needing, and more importantly, require money for their very, very, shall we say, hedonistic lifestyle. I say that loosely, of course. It's the bathrooms that need the cleaners. 16. Who needs 16 bathrooms? And of course, Prince Harry himself would have thought that quite simply, his name alone would have been enough to make sure that money came through the door. Meghan and Harry are truly now finding out that without the lure, the gloss, the super sheen of the British monarchy, our wonderful royal family, things are not as easy as they first thought. As ever though, let me explain. Hi, good morning. Neil Sean here at the very heart of London. Nice to have your company. As we know, with Prince Harry still, shall we say, very much set on bringing down the the British media, not the American media. As we saw last month, he came to town to basically shake it up over at the High Court in His Majesty's legal rooms, as it were. Now, what was fascinating, as we all know, Prince Harry himself had a very hard time on the stand. While it's said that David Furnish and Sir Elton John thought he gave a stellar performance, it's not necessarily the same thing as actually winning the case. We may not know that. It could be either instantly next week or indeed at the very start of September. But what's fascinating to note as ever with Harry and Meghan is they're looking, of course, to recoup costs and no doubt receive a payment. Now, when Meghan went to court with the Mail on Sunday, she had this derisory fee of £1. That's exactly what they paid her. But of course, costs were met, so it wasn't too much of a loss. Just to refresh you, this is because Prince Harry requires security, not just here in the United Kingdom, when he designates to come, but in other areas of his life too, at a cost to the British taxpayer. Fascinating stuff. Clearly, though, people are not willing to pay. He decided to opt out, and as he's opted out, we are now not supposedly providing that security that he requires. But what is interesting is this. Prince Harry is looking to pick up from this very first case at least £440,000. A lot of money when you think about it, 400 grand is a lot of money, plus costs. But what's interesting is one of the cases has already been resolved. That's right, the former model, actress, entrepreneur, theatre producer, Sadie Frost. Not necessarily a mega name around the world. At one time, of course, the partner of the Hollywood actor, British film star, none other than Jude Law. Now, she was able to pick up this figure, right? Sadie picked up £265,250. The bigger difference was, though, that the judge decided that she provided tangible evidence in her phone hacking case. She was able to prove that her landline had been doctored over many years, in fact, 4 consecutive years. A big, big win, as one can imagine, for Sadie, plus costs. The bigger problem now for Prince Harry is, with his very lackluster, shall we say, evidence, it's going to be very difficult to pick up even half that fee. All eyes still remain on this because it's still an ongoing case. And more importantly for Harry, as rumours swirl, and as ever we have to say allegedly, that every penny counts, he will be looking to make sure that he wins this case, simply not just because of the money, but more importantly to make sure that future cases would either be resolved with a payment or indeed to push ahead. A developing story indeed. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.